Hello guys, how are you? And I am going to be playing some Secret of the Scarlet Hand today. As we speak, I am uploading the rest of the final scene, and then I will try to get on another part of The Last of Us, then see if I can upload Stay Tuned for Danger. This one is definitely very learning heavy. You have to write down pretty much everything you see, and that's a little much for some, and I have to say that it is a little much for me, but I wanted to include all the games on my channel. I've played through almost all of these games with the exception of the spin-off 2, and I played a little bit of Sea of Darkness, but I didn't finish, and I haven't played any of Midnight in Salem.
Welcome to my latest case, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial.
Oh yeah, I've never played one in my life.
Dear Dad, greetings from the new Deputy Curator at Beach Hill Museum in Washington, D.C. I miss you, by the way. How's Africa? I sure hope this letter reaches you in Ouagadougou before you move on to Nairobi. So I got the internship. Your old friend Franklin Rose was awfully nice to submit my name to the rest of the members of the museum's board of directors. What an opportunity while I'm in between cases. As you probably know, the museum specializes in ancient Maya culture. My supervisor is going to be Joanna Riggs, a well-known archaeologist. Maybe you've seen her name in the news recently, in conjunction with the discovery of a strange Maya monolith. Apparently, it's created quite a buzz among experts in the field. Well, Beach Hill plans to feature the monolith in an upcoming exhibition. Just imagine, this artifact has been buried for hundreds of years, and now it's going to be unveiled to the public for the first time. The museum is short-staffed at the moment, and they're expecting such a huge turnout that they've closed their doors to prepare. I can hardly wait to dig into this exciting project and learn how archaeologists and historians solve the mysteries of ancient cultures. I'll keep you posted. Love, Nancy.
Nancy Drew, I presume. I'm Joanna Riggs. Welcome to Beach Hill. I was just checking the lock on this display case. This is one of the museum's most treasured pieces, a carving of King Pakal.
Who is King Pakal?
Pakal assumed the throne at age 12. Can you imagine? That was 615 AD. He ruled for 68 years at the height of the Maya civilization.
Is that jade?
Yes, the Maya loved jade and used it for many of their carvings. There isn't another piece like this in the world, and it's priceless, which means I practically had to sell my own grandmother to get it.
How did the museum acquire it?
Leave it to Taylor Sinclair. He's a wizard when it comes to these deals. You'll meet him later. Now then, Nancy, you're coming on board at a critical time for Beach Hill. An exhibit of this caliber is not kid stuff. Franklin Rose assures me you're a real trooper, and I hope he's right because I'm not here to babysit. I don't care who your father is.
I'm glad to be here. Please, tell me more about the exhibit.
In addition to our permanent collection, we're borrowing rare pieces from museums and private collectors around the world. Soon we'll be sitting on the most fabulous collection of Maya artifacts ever assembled in one place. And now that we've scored the monolith too, Beach Hill sera numero uno.
Was the monolith excavated in Mexico?
Yes, a hot young team of archaeologists, Americans and Mexicans both, dug it out of a cave near Palenque. Every curator from here to Siberia was trying to get a hold of it, but I'm the one who closed the deal.
What does this monolith look like?
It's a massive pillar of stone, nearly 1,500 years old, with Maya glyphs carved into it. We've installed it in the garden. Wait until you see it.
How do you know it's 1,500 years old?
According to Henrik, the monolith was made at the special request of King Pakal himself. but we don't know what its purpose was.
Who's Henrik?
Henrik Vanderheun, world-renowned expert in Maya hieroglyphics. He's the latest addition to the Beach Hill Brain Trust. I told him I don't even want to see his pointy Vander head till he's got a translation on that monolith.
Do you think the glyphs hold an important message?
I really don't know. The Maya were at their peak during Pakal's reign. After he died, things began to go downhill. The civilization never regained the oomph it had under its most extraordinary king.
Do you think the glyphs were intended to be a message to future generations of Maya?
If the message on that monolith is from King Pakal himself, it might give us a clue. Credit for a discovery like that can only spell one thing, my dear. Revenue. Anyway, there's a list of tasks for you in the lab. Once you've knocked those off, we'll regroup.
Shouldn't I have more training?
Don't worry, you'll be in the swing of things soon enough. Go ahead and take a look around the museum. I'm sure you'll find the monolith, muy interesante. Or just roll up your sleeves and hit the lab.
Any last advice before I get down to business?
Semper ubi sabubi.
Okay.
How are the tasks coming along?
I haven't seen the list yet.
Well, get cracking. The last deputy curator was like a tempest in a teapot around here. Caused me nothing but grief.
What kind of grief?
I'll tell you about Sonny's some other time.
I've got work to do.
Go to it.
This one can be tricky with being able to move on. You can lock yourself out pretty easy of being able to continue the game if you make a wrong move, etc. An interview with Prudence Rutherford. Isn't that the author? How did a New York Society woman like yourself end up in Topeka, Kansas? Rutherford. My husband, Herbert Laszlo, was a hydro engineer when he got appointed to head up the Kansas River Flood Control Project. Naturally, we came to Topeka. When Herbert drowned, everyone thought I would make a beeline back to New York, but after 36 years in Topeka, I just didn't have the heart to leave. Truth is, this is my home now. Just as an aside, I find it interesting that you never took his name. That was almost unheard of at the time of your marriage, wasn't it? Yes, well, I never was one to worry about conventions. And where I came from, once a Rutherford, always a Rutherford. Well, you certainly have been a trailblazer. Now, back to Topeka. What about your love for the arts? What in the world do you do for culture and entertainment here? Oh my stars, don't underestimate Topeka, dear. The arts are alive and well here. We have theater, symphony, over 20 art galleries. I organize